Good morning, everybody. YouTube live. Woo! MarketChameleon.com. Hello, everyone. What's up, dude?
I'm looking at a screen that's very confusing to me. I don't know where I am.
Where am I? I don't know.
Help
Help.
me. I'm seeing both of us. I'm seeing
Dude,
myself.
just relax, man. All is well. When you live in screen world, it gets a little confusing sometimes. Just like option trading, everybody, there's the disclaimer. Be careful out there. Remember, we are just giving you, this is for informational purposes only. Never trade off of what we're telling you. Use this as a jumping off point to dive deeper, or as I like to do, dive shallow. So dig shallow. So tell us what's.
love diving shallow. Just don't do it head first.
Just don't do it
You
head
don't want
first, man. Oh man, that reminds me back of like when we used to go pool hopping. And one day, pool hopping for anybody who doesn't know is when you jump in neighbors' swimming pools without permission, because you don't have a swimming pool yourself. And so we would go pool hopping, and we had this dude had a pool that had his whole, rather than like tile, it was like that foam rubber mat stuff you get at like gyms. Do you remember that pool? That particular one?
Oof. Yeah.
And I did it like it jumped up, woo, and dove in and landed, boom, right on my head in the shallow end, like a total idiot, man. Total idiot.
That
Explains
could
a
be
lot, right?
a lifetime of sitting down if you're not careful.
Man,
I heard a horror story the other day at my favorite pizzeria.
yeah.
One of the regulars, after he left, he had his wife there and they were having pizza. I had the boys in after a soccer game, and the local owner came up to me. We were talking. I'm like, "So how's John doing?" And he's like, "John's in terrible shape.
Oh, Jesus.
His 44-year-old son at the end of summer, Labor Day party, decides to take a jump into the shallow end,
Oh,
dive.
oh,
44, two kids, 6'5". He's
oh
now
my
in
God.
a wheelchair.
Whoa.
You have to be
Ooh.
careful jumping head first into anything.
Yikes.
I actually
Whoa.
told my kids I never want them diving into anything again.
Yeah.
Just you jump
Yeah, because
feet
the
first.
brain gets stupid. I mean, you'd make mistakes. It's a
Mm.
mistake, but it's a
You
mistake.
think when you're 44 you still think you're 14. Some men, including myself, you got to be real careful.
Guys, be careful. It's very simple. Be careful, guys. So you're gonna share your
Do
screen with us,
your
dude? What am I?
do
What
your
am I?
research.
What do you got going on there, man? I think Will's having technical
I'm,
challenges down there.
is it me or you? All the way in Costa Rica.
Well, I'm
I
looking
was.
at you, man. You're showing me, dude. Bring up the chameleon, man. Bring up the chameleon, brother.
You see it now?
Yes,
There
now,
we go.
yes, my friend.
There we go. There we go. I'm gonna get rid of you on my upper right hand corner. Is that all right?
Yeah, man. So I saw the. So we were talking about a little earlier about a look you had told us about yesterday, which is in the oil space, and then how that
Ah,
just blew
my
up.
my beloved yesterday's call of the oil bottom that went down another. Was less than $1, but the big news, the big news was this. If you go, this is the USO chart. So this is a ETF that is up to replicate oil prices in the U.S. So you can see this year it was a low of around 11. Up, October 3rd was its high, 1608. Between now and then, so in less than a month, this thing has entered an absolute bear market. And yesterday, the blood occurred in the streets. Panic set in, and people came after the puts in mass to look for protection. This was a post put out by the little green guy who, and I'm not talking about a baby Schleich stack. I'm talking about the chameleon. Let us know that the option volume and the implied vol, I mean, just went through the roof yesterday.
Incredible.
Volume here, this is the IV, and it's moving left to right, basically straight up. So people were coming after those mass yesterday, whether it was oil producers, uh, who knows? But certainly they were looking for the insurance.
Yep.
So be
Maybe they were
careful.
doing that little
But
known, do the exact opposite of what McBride wants to do trade. which is
we
always been my favorite trade. Dude, if I had done that trade back when I was in just out of college, I'd be retired right now. I'd be worth 1.5, man. 1.5 billion if I had just done the exact opposite of what McBride told me to do.
Yep. That's what's amazing about options, though, is you can do everything wrong like me and still make a nice living.
Still make money. That's the beauty of it, man.
You've got to always look to protect yourself, look to spread, and never put too much on the table in any one trade, ever. So this is something to continue to look at. I will be looking at it again today for other opportunities to put stuff on, or maybe in the following weeks. This is the debate between, is the economy slowing? Are we going to enter a recession? Is it just oversupply in the marketplace? Is it, does it have to do with the dollar? Lots of variables but that move is based, in my opinion, on complete panic. And I do not believe, I don't know how you feel down there in Costa Rica. I know you're removed from the American marketplace, but I don't think in the next 6 months we are going to be in a recession in this country.
It would be surprising. It would have to take, in my opinion, it'd have to take an event, right? For that.
Yeah, I think right now you do have the overlay of the trade crisis that's going on. What's going to happen? I mean, you have that's the big overweight, in my opinion, that's kind of keeping this market down. So,
but I mean, you've said it where you are. There's the jobs are. I mean, there's just there are no people. There aren't enough people. There aren't enough bodies for the jobs. I know a couple other business owners in the States, and they're having trouble finding people. Which means wages are going to rise, because when you can't find people, you have to raise your wages to find people, right? And so, that's a good sign for the general public, right?
Well, it's a good. I mean, it's a good sign in that there are lots of jobs available. I've never in my life, and listen, the cost of everything goes up, so wages need to go up to stay with the inflationary pressures of society, but. Every place I go into, when you're going to check out, everyone's looking to hire everywhere.
The only time I remember that happening was back in the 80s. I don't know if you recall that back in the 80s, where what was it? Burger King was paying like $14 an hour in our town, where it was just so crazy. The market was that good.
Wait.
You don't remember that?
It was paying $14 an hour.
I might be expanding. It was maybe $10 an hour. But
dude, minimum wage when we were growing up was $4.25. $14.
You don't remember that? It was the 80s, man. My brain is obviously wrong with the dollar figure, but there was a time where it was very good in the late 80s, if you recall.
I do recall.
Even you had a job back
then. It was actually the mid 80s. Late 80s was a recession. Going into the 90s was a recession. I mean, but then again, it can shift fast, right? I mean, a lot of the debate that's going on is the Fed raising rates too high? I mean, are they taking the foot off the gas too early? Those type of things. And this is has now affected this oil move. So we'll see. I mean, we will see what happens. And actually, I was looking at the bear put spreads. One thing you can always do if you want to take the bearish side is screen for these SPY bearish spreads.
Sure.
And to appear there, but there are hundreds available, I'm sure. SPY is a heavily traded product. So go in, do your spread screener, take a look. On the bull side, I was looking at Las Vegas.
By the way, everybody who missed that little snippet right there, my brother's such a slow typer. He copy pasted SPY. Woo! Love that, dude. Didn't you take Mr. Frank's typing class in high school, dude? Come on.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, where I sit at my desk and the way the sunlight's coming in right now, I can't
Wait,
decipher. I was
you've been
typing
typing for 35 years. You're not a touch typer yet, man? Come on, man.
A B C D E. What comes next?
Will has the keyboard that goes, it's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. Dude, that is awesome.
It's always good when the younger brother can get one in and the older brother hadn't. It's the one thing I miss having only one son is I can't see them just go after each other, which I love. full heckling is always good. So, anyways, these SPY opportunities on the bearish side, it's something you could even do against the oil, play them against each other if you want to, because it's SPY or look at any of the indexes, QQQ, DIA. QQQ has really moved because of the FANG influences, but the DIA, you can look for bearish spread opportunities in that against the oil, right. Or just they could catch up to the oil, that's for sure. On the bearish side, actually, I put in, and we can speak of the Facebook because I think we are on YouTube, right?
YouTube. I didn't just love YouTube.
Shut us down. and the reason, I think yesterday I was bullish Facebook, bearish Amazon, but today I'm going to put a bear thought in the Facebook trading community. Yeah. So look at your bear call, bear put spreads. We've had such a problem with Facebook, doing things on Facebook to begin with. And if you ever want to try to get in touch with someone at Facebook, forget about it.
Let's go down this road because we are on YouTube. Let's do a little Facebook bashing. And everybody, just full disclaimer, I own Facebook stock, right? I'm a big believer in Facebook. But look, man, you do we've talked about it a little on the show. We do Facebook Lives just like we do YouTube Lives. And, we made a little joke about Facebook or how it's poor or this or that. And they basically ghosted our video. And that happened, right? And so it's interesting to look at that and say, wow, these guys cannot even take, it's not even about a political conversation or anything. It's just they won't even take criticism of themselves on their own site if they're doing that. And we've tried to remedy it by actually talking to a physical human person, and it's been impossible. Just to say it clearly, we have tried for a week to actually get somebody on a chat or a phone or an email, and they don't exist. They are ghosts, and which is incredible. Two highly motivated individuals cannot get somebody on the line, including Facebook has this thing. It'll pop up, and it says, if you want to spend more money, basically talk to one of our marketing experts. I went through that, set up an appointment, all this sort of stuff 2 times. And both times got completely ghosted. No contact, no phone number, no nothing. So that don't look good for Facebook, man.
No, they don't have. Obviously, the base package and the way they could pull ads in just by saying boost or create it, algorithmically and within the structure of the technology. Once you had to involve a human, it falls apart.
It's broken.
And listen, I'm not. This is just my little experience and my brother's experience, and it's who knows. But now you're talking about government regulation. I don't even know how you would, just looking at Facebook and going through what we've gone through. How do you even report if you think something's inflammatory or how do you even report it, right? It's
they may be at the point where they're just okay. You report it, they kind of take it down. They might be at that. They let the algorithm just knock stuff down. That's possible,
I guess, but it seems like everything could be. It's interesting and it's worth watching, and it's certainly going to make their revenue fall apart, right? It's going to hurt when you could have just boosted ads, which we were, doing, and then it stopped, and then you couldn't turn it back on.
Yeah.
You got to imagine that if you're relying just on an ad, and then you can't get in touch with anyone to kind of
Right.
figure
Just turn
out
it back
what's going
again.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously are taking down a majority, or some percent are good ads that they're not running and not taking revenue.
Absolutely.
And there's, no one to communicate to. So just be aware of it. As all, there are lots of bullish things you could do in Facebook and bearish things. I would focus probably on the credit spreads myself, but take a look. And I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasonable returns with the cushion. So take a look at Facebook. Nothing to, this is just our experience, but keep it on the radar from the bear side.
Absolutely. All right, my brother. I got dog in the background. Anybody, thanks for joining us. Remember, we have the links down below if you want to use the same data we're using. It's MarketChameleon.com. You can follow us on Twitter, where we give information, alerts, news all day, every day. And if you want to follow Will on Twitter as well, I trade vol.
I do trade vol.
Where he posts his little cat videos as well there, so that's always fun. But anyway,
I do participate in cat videos as well. I have a cat that can actually trade vol. He will
sometimes he's quite a bit more accurate than you are. Anyway, take care, everybody. Have a good day trading. We'll talk to you all later.
Thanks.